Coimbatore. Dr. Jarina B. is the NAAC peer team member and was the NAAC coordinator for the assessment year 2018 to 19 and 2020 to 21. She has received many awards for academic excellence and is known by her students for her sincerity and rigor in teaching commerce and management. She has 4 decades of teaching experience and over 2 decades of research experience. Her area of interest in research is microfinance, international finance, agricultural and behavioral finance. Under her guidance, 8 students have obtained PhD degree and currently 3 students are pursuing their PhD. Her publication history is quite impressive with over 50 published papers in research journals of international repute. She has been the chairperson in several international conferences and has delivered several invited talks in national and international conferences and workshops. Her deep involvement in researching in finance and its other strains has made her an unparalleled expert in this research area. We are indeed very privileged to have her amongst us to share her experience and expertise in accreditation process. We welcome you, ma'am, to enlighten us with your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm glad to invite Madam Dr. U. Jarina B. to address the gathering.
Thank you, respected Principal of Shashan Jain College, respected IQAC Coordinator and other members and dear participants. A very good afternoon to all are present here. So really, after 3 sessions, this is the 4th and last session. Even for the NAAC assessment, this is the last session. That is what the peer team visit. So you are in the row of peer team visit. I'm giving how the peer team will visit, what are the preparations you have to do before and after and all. So I will be taking as a, whenever I am giving the sessions, that is what you have to do, what are to be prepared. That is like a commentary and a movie type. So you have to be in, because this is very, very important. The peer team visit is a very, very important. So likely I'll present my presentation, and while presenting my PPT, I'll give the information what you have to do. Now I'll share my presentation. Are you able to see? Are you able to see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So the topic given to me is the preparedness of higher education institution during NAAC peer team visit. This is the last process of NAAC assessment and accreditation process. So now process of assessment. Process of assessment, you have the 4 process. So far, that is, one is the submission of IIQA. This is what the yesterday morning you had a session on presentation, preparation and submission of IIQA. This is very, very important. That is IIQA, you have to give the full details of your institution, the programs, and your teachers' details, everything to be given in the IIQA, like what are the accreditation you got earlier and what are the, the statutory approval you got, everything to be given in the IIQA that you have to submit. But you see, remember that before submitting your IIQA, you must remember that your self-study report, that is SSR, the final draft must get ready. After the final draft must get ready, then only you have to give IIQA. Because after giving the IIQA, only 45 days will be given to you to submit your self-study SSR. So if you have any, even if you go for 2 days or 3 days later, it will create a problem. So you first see that your self-SSR is getting ready. Then you can give your IIQA. IIQA, while giving IIQA, you have to pay the fees and all. I think that everything has been dealt yesterday morning. The next is the submission of SSR. Submission of SSR, there you have to give as per the details and the procedures given in the self-study format. You have to give all your documents to be uploaded or your evidence to be uploaded. There's a big process for that SSR. So after submission of the SSR, then you have to wait for, 30 days, 1 month time will be taken by the NAAC for data validation and verification. Before then, you will be getting that SSS, that is Student Satisfaction Survey. Meanwhile, the Student Satisfaction Survey will get started. So you have the departments and the management, everybody, you must be very alert when the student satisfaction survey is, they are going to start. At that time, you see that whether your students are uploading their, submitting their student status survey, they are filling and giving that you have to look into. But we should not enter this, you have to give that, you have to give the student. But before then, you have to orient your student how to give the satisfaction, student satisfaction survey. Then after that, after 1 month, the data validation and verification, that is what the morning you had the session. So data validation and verification, again, this is a very, very important one. So wherever the NAAC has a doubt or clarification, the need of your documents or evidence, they'll ask again. Even if you have submitted already, sometimes they may ask if they have any doubt and all. So that you must be very clearly have to give, or sometimes this number, sometimes you are given some number, some data, but they will alter that data. But you want to see that your data is correct, you justify that. You justify what we have given is correct, that you have to justify and give that justification data. For justification, you have to give the proper documents and evidence. All the documents, all the evidence must be signed by your principal. That is very, very important. It should be signed with the seal. That is for the data validation and verification. Then after that, after data validation and verification, you will be, they'll see that you are pre-qualified, and that is you will receive you will get an intimation there your institution is pre-qualified. Yeah. So pre-qualifier for PTV, that is higher education institution should secure that at least 25% in quantitative metrics, that is QNM, QLM, the peer team will come to see the QLM, but 25% in quantitative metrics.
Ma'am, sorry for the interruption. Ma'am, your presentation is not moving to the next slide.
Next slide, you are not able to see?
Yes, ma'am. It is in the opening slide only.
It's moving, ma'am.
It's moving. Now the next.
No, ma'am. For us, it is in the opening slide only, and it is not in the full presentation mode.
I'll see. Now you are able to see? No?
Ma'am, once again, we can see only the entire PowerPoint file. It is not in the presentation mode.
Ma'am, it's sad. Now its screen is sad, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Now I stop my sharing.
Yeah.
Again, I will share it my screen, ma'am.
So while sharing, you better share it with the entire window, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I have done it, ma'am. Now, ma'am.
Go to the presentation mode, sir. No,
Yes,
no, we cannot see your slideshow. We can see only the file with the first 3 slides on the left.
Are you able to see the process of assessment, that slide?
Only the first slide we were able to see.
Oh, first the name slide. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, you can go to slideshow and then share your screen.
Slideshow தான் போறோம்.
Slideshow ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் screen ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.
எதுக்கு மறுபடியும் ஜூம்ல போறீங்க?
Now it's visible, ma'am.
Now is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible, ma'am. But again, we can see only your PowerPoint file.
Yes, I am.
If you go to the slideshow, we cannot see the slideshow. Only we are able to visible.
Now you are seeing? No?
Ma'am, can you scroll?
Now, ma'am, is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible, but we are able to see only the first slide.
No, ma'am, we are moving the slide.
No, sir. It is not visible in our side. So we can see your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
But again, the same problem we are facing. We are able to see the entire screen with the PowerPoint file, with the first slide on the right and the other slides on the left.
Now,
But when you, yes, sir.
second slide.
Yes, second slide I can view.
Then after I'm moving the slideshow mode, madam.
Slideshow is not working for us, sir. Only for you it is visible.
We are getting the
Sir, if it is not, it is okay if you scroll to one after the other, the slides.
Yes, madam.
Instead of going to slideshow, just you can move on to the next slides. Now it is visible. The second slide is visible for us.
Visible.
But
Now,
you are not able to see the full screen.
Full screen mode we couldn't see. Ma'am,
Yeah.
otherwise you can just forward your PPT to us. We will share it.
ஏமா ரேவதி ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணிடுறேன் உங்களுக்கு அந்த பிபிடி. ஆனால் அது அங்கிருந்து எடுக்கணும் டெஸ்க்டாப்ல இருக்குல்ல. So shall I continue with that, or you want to have a full screen?
No, ma'am, it's already visible only. No problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, ma'am.
By that time, let them check it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
don't want to waste the time.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay. So in the so now the pre-qualifier for peer team visit, the HEI, they should score at least 25% in quantitative metrics. If it is less than 25%, they won't be given the certificate as a pre-qualified. So again, you have to go, you have to wait for one more year to qualify. So this, after getting the 25% in quantitative metrics as per the final score after the DVV process, that is after the DVV process, the final score will be calculated. With that final score must be at least 25%. That we don't know what is the score you got, but they will calculate it and tell you that you are the pre-qualifier. So qualitative metrics that has been that should be examined only by the peer team. That is focus on peer team visit is only the review of the intangible aspects, not the other thing. They'll come only to review of the intangible aspects. So what is the objective of the PAT visit? This objective is to get an overall perception of the quality of educational delivery. So PAT visit to the institution will not exceed 3 months after clearance of the pre-qualifier stage. So after getting the pre-qualifier stage, within 3 months, the PAT visit will be arranged. So for that, they'll ask, the NAAC will ask you to give the calendar, that is the dates, 3 preferable dates, which you would like to do the PAT visit. That is what they'll ask. So you have to see the calendar of your calendar, select 3 days, and that 3 days to be given to the NAAC. So out of these 3 days, the NAAC will select any 3 days or 2 days. That is 3 days for universities, 2 days for colleges. So 2 to 3 days with 2 to 5 expert reviewers visiting the institution. So for colleges, mostly 3 experts will visit. For institution, mainly 5 to 7 members will visit. So 3 members means one is a chairperson, one is the member secretary, and another is a member. So these are the 3 members they are going to visit as a PAT members for colleges. For university is 7 members. 7 members they'll have, one as the chairperson, and one is the member secretary, and the other 5 members are the members of the PAT. So this is what the composition of the PAT members. So though PAT visit focus is qualitative, you should not ask any specific queries on quantitative. They cannot ask any specific doubts or anything queries on quantitative aspect. Sometimes they may ask, you must be ready to give answer for that. So see, the members of the PAT visit, they are the academic or administrative PS as assessors. All these assessors are well-trained assessors. So only they will be visiting as a PAT members. So details of the PAT visit assessors will be disclosed to the higher education institutions or to the colleges only 3 days before the scheduled visit, that is excluding the the holidays. So this is what you cannot know who are your PAT members, who when what are the details, and you will be given only before 3 days before the scheduled visit. But the scheduled visit they will intimate to you. So the institutions will not be responsible for logistic for the visiting teams. TADA, accommodation arrangement, everything will be taken care of by NAAC only. But at the same time, the institutions or the college or the universities, they have to give place of stay to be suggested. That is, they can give nearby hotels. They can suggest, but you don't know which hotel they have taken. But you have to suggest the nearby hotels of your institution accordingly. So local transportation arrangement must be done by the institute. This is very, very important. You have to do the local transportation arrangement. As for 3 members means at least for each member 1 car may be arranged. So there would be no financial transaction between the institution and the PAT members. So this is very, very important. You should not do any financial transaction between you and the PAT members. So the PAT team is expected to cover a maximum number of departments and cover at least 50% of the department, with preference is given by both the institution and PAT team. This I will explain in the following slide. So this is what the PAT team on-site visit, 4 stages. One is the pre-preparation. Next is that is just before PAT team visit. So between pre-preparation and just before PAT team visit, 50% of the work you have to do. During PAT team visit, 45%. After PAT team visit, 5%. This is what the stages, 4 stages: pre-preparation, just before, during PTV, and after PTV. So pre-preparation. So pre-preparation here, you have to start immediately. Don't wait, the NAAC will give some intimation about the date or anything and that. Don't wait for that. Start immediately after submission of SSR and not after getting intimation about pre-qualifier from NAAC. Don't think that you have to wait for the pre-qualifier from NAAC. You start immediately the preparation for NAAC visit. So this provides enough time for preparation. Think positive that your SSR will pass the pre-qualifier stage and start work for peer team visit. This is what you have to do. See, sometimes what happens now, the institution after give submission of the SSR, they will wait till the NAAC give the intimation, the pre-qualifier. Don't think that. You think positive. Your SSR will be, you will pass your SSR and pre-qualifier state definitely you will get. And so you start work for PTV. So in pre-preparation, 3 things you have to look after. These 3 things you have to prepare. One is the department center preparation. 2 is the institution preparation. 3 is IQAC preparation. So what the department and the centers have to prepare, what the institution has as a whole has to prepare, and what IQAC has to prepare. These are the 3 things you have to prepare beforehand. So department and center preparation. Department and center preparation, first, orient the department and center on SSR, because mostly the SSR will be prepared and submitted only by IQAC and the core members, sub-core members, and steering committee, sub-steering committee members. But all the faculty members, they don't know what is given in the SSR. Maybe the faculty members, they have submitted the data. What we have given, they don't know what we have given. So orient the department. Each department you have to orient on SSR. Present your SSR to the department. Then formulate a template with a uniform style and broader content domains to the department for the departmental presentation. What the department has to present. For that, you have to prepare a template for them, a uniform template for all the departments that will give a good good image for the institution. All the department, you have to prepare a template and the broader content. What are the contents to be given by the department for their departmental presentation? This again I will explain after in another slide. So the next is to provide a gist of charts to be prepared to depict the strength of your institution. So again, the institution, to know the strength of the institution, you give some charts or some figures. All this you have to provide a gist of charts to be prepared to depict the strength of the institution. So you start preparing the charts, figures and all. Then provide a framework for a brochure of the concerned department. This is again, each department has to prepare a profile of their department. That is the brochure, a colorful brochure, a professional brochure. The department has to prepare and keep it ready. Then any models and research products to be displayed. What are the models? Some department have prepared some model like a chemistry department, physics department, or some management department. They'll have some models and research products. Some, that is the incubation center, or some of our research scholars, they might have been brought some products also. What are the products you are going to display? What are the models you are going to display? That you have to prepare. Then lab, classroom, staff room to be fully operational. See, only when NAAC peer team visit, we'll see some, we'll look into the labs and class. We'll have some repair work or some classrooms with ICD, LCD facilities and staff room. All that should be operational. Don't close anything, or see that everything should be clean and operational. And logbook, timetable, details of the equipment pasted on the equipment, stock book, asset register to be maintained and displayed. See, every lab, the peer team members, they will visit the lab. When they visit the lab, a logbook should be there. That is, when the student comes enter into the lab, they have to enter in the logbook when they have entered, what is the date, when they have entered, what experiment they are doing, and their sign. Likewise, each lab, they should have a timetable. Department have the timetable of the classes. So the details of the equipment, for example, computers, for each computer, you have to give the details when that has been purchased, what is the make of that, everything must be pasted on the equipment. And the stock book. Stock book is very, very important for each, even you can keep it at the department or in the lab. Asset register. So all that's to be maintained and displayed very neatly. Then list of documents based on SSR to be kept ready. This I will explain it in next slide. Then next is this is what the department preparation and what the department for their presentation PPT. I'll explain detail in next forthcoming slide. Then the institution preparation. Institution preparation. Visit the whole campus. That is the IQAC coordinator with their steering committee members and some other members. They take the administrative staff also. Visit the whole campus and see for the operationality of every area. See what work to be done further, what repair work to be done, whether that has been maintained or not. All that to be noted down and do it immediately. That is what the IQAC work, IQAC and administrative staff have to see that. Visit the whole campus and see for the operationality of the every area. Then that is for identify the repair work, take down the repair work, what the repair work to be carried out and painting needs and fix it as and when needed. So all this work to be done before the peer team visit. So right from the entrance gate, see to the signboards and other boards if in proper place and way. So signboards has to be placed and sometime 100% I mean the Wi-Fi facility or sometime 100% plastic free campus, like that. All that sign boards to be fixed, where to fix, how to fix, which are the places to be fixed. That all that we have to see that. Then plan an appropriate route for peer team visit, not having an ups and downs during the visit. So you have to plan for the peer team visit. Route map have to be planned. So from starting from this department to that department, they to plan it accordingly. Don't make them to go that area one time, then again coming to another area, then going to that area. You plan it like that. So plan appropriate route for peer team visit. Then if possible, an expo or exhibition to be planned and executed, displaying the institutional profile and strength. This can be done. Even some expo can be planned or some exhibition you can plan and make them to visit to see the students' products or sometimes the institutional profile, achievements and all your strength and all. So with all these, propose a budget and get it approved by the management. For all this, you need a budget and budget to be prepared for every stage. What is the expenses to be incurred, and you prepare a budget and get it approved by the management, because for every thing you have to give that. Then periodic monitoring of the work is necessary and counter checked with the set timeline. This is very important. So before then the budget preparation, after approving the budget, you formulate a committee for that. That is for peer team visit, you can have a committee so that each committee will look after the work. For example, take data analysis committee one and logistic one committee, and for students, stakeholders meeting one committee. Like that, for each thing, you have to prepare a committee, give a coordinator, the convener for one committee, under the convener some members to be there. So they'll take care of each thing. Then next is the IPSC preparation. What the IPSC has to do before that. Then put up a committee list. This is what I told. This is what the work of the IPSC. Put up a committee list for every task and detail their responsibilities with a brief orientation. So a list to be prepared by the IPSC committee list, and give what task to be given to each committee and their responsibility, and call for the meeting for this committee and give a brief orientation what they have to do. Then prepare the list of documents to be kept ready for the perusal of peer team visit. What are the documents to be prepared, what documents they are going to look into that, and that to be kept ready. So that what documents you have to prepare, that I'll tell you in the forthcoming slide. Then organize the list based on the 7 set criteria and assign responsibility to the relevant sections and administrators. Then verify the documents based on what is given in SSR. So in SSR, see the documents you have uploaded. All these documents, the original documents, you have to keep it ready for the peer team visit to verify it. Then the attachment and write-up of every qualitative data in the SSR need to be printed in a book form. Okay, this I will explain. So in SSR, all the that is the qualitative metrics, you have given the 500 words. Okay, then you have given some documents you have uploaded. So some brochure you uploaded or some matter you uploaded. So that you have to take whatever you given the attachment as a in a SSR, take it that, make it as a printed form or in a book form in a colorful manner, so that you can place it in the documentation room, so that when they come, they'll see that. So what are the qualitative metrics you have prepared for that quality, for each qualitative metrics, what is the document you have prepared, that document make it as a book or in a printed as a book, and that should be kept in the for document verification. That will be very nice to see that. Then next is the principles presentation should have the following components. So this is that's the first day, the principles presentation. The principal presentation, mostly the principal's presentation must be taken care of IQAC only. The IQAC should see that principal presentation has to be prepared only by the IQAC. How to prepare, what the contents to be given in the principal's presentation. One is the vision, mission, and objectives of the institute. Okay, the next one I have not given here, but next one, the genesis of the institute. The genesis of the institute, when the institute has been started and what the progress, that is the milestone of the institute. The next you have to give the profile of the institute. The next, criteria-wise data compilation and presentation. That is only the qualitative metrics to be presented in detail, substantiating the outcomes with the quantitative data. So all the qualitative data, whatever you have given your SSR, you have to, for the principles presentation, you have to give that criteria-wise presentation. Wherever possible, you can give the qualitative data also. Then next is the future plan. This is very important. What is the future plan? So principles presentation, this must be 45 minutes and all the matters to be given there. And also there again, you have to give the accomplishment and the action taken against the previous cycle recommendation. So first of all, when you are going for second cycle, the first cycle, what the peer team has given the recommendation. Based on the recommendation, what are the accomplishment you have done? Like that. If it is a first cycle win, just what is your action plan that you can give. But for the second subsequent cycle, you have to see what is the previous cycle recommendation. Based on that, you can give the accomplishment of the previous recommendation. This is very, very important. Then before the peer team visit, you can arrange for 2 mock visits shall be planned. One shall be done within some 15 days after submission of the SSR. This shall be conducted with some external experts also. Others shall be immediately after getting the pre-qualifier intimation. So the mock visit shall be planned as per the NAAC format. That is, whatever the NAAC format has given, 2 days for colleges and 3 days for the university. So as per the NAAC format, the mock visit you have to prepare. So one, as soon as you're given the SSR within 15 days, after getting the pre-qualifier report, you can arrange for the next mock visit. So for each mock visit, you can have some external experts, because external experts will give some suggestions, and that suggestions you can carry it out for your real peer team visit. So 50% selection of the department shall be based on the first mock visit score by the experts. There should be some diversity also when selecting the department. Department to take the suggestion by experts seriously and work on it. Whatever the suggestions given by the experts, the department has to take seriously and carry out that work. The work should be done before the peer team visit. This is again, the 2 mock visit is very, very important. One is before, after giving 15 days of the submission, after getting the pre-qualifier, next mock visit. So not you can have some external expert. The external experts, you take the suggestions of the external expert and work on it. The department has to take. So sometime during the mock visit, you can have, you can make not only 50% selection, you can ask the experts to visit all the department, because we don't know what department the peer team members they are going to select. Suppose the mock visit, they have visited some department, they have not visited other department. If the peer team member has taken that the department which the mock visit has not done, that again that will create a problem. So you do one thing, you do it when the mock visit, you as far as possible see that all the department must be visited by the mock peer team members. So that will be, I mean, mock visit will be nice. So we know what the strength of the department. So the mock member, the experts will give the department strength and all, the weakness and all. Accordingly, you can select the departments. Even sometimes the if you have the less weak department, means you can give some suggestions to work on it. Okay. With this mock visit, draft a final schedule for PTV in NAAC format. That is, the NAAC format is given that 0 per day, first day, second day. So accordingly, you can prepare a final schedule for peer team visit and that to be submitted to NAAC, but that will not be a final one. The NAAC peer team members, they will have their own schedule, but the final schedule you can submit to NAAC format. Then conduct meeting for various stakeholders groups meanwhile and orient all about the this process. So what happens now when you there is a one session when the peer team comes, there's a one session, they will meet all the stakeholders like the students, parents, and then the alumni, and they will meet the employer sometime, and the teaching staff, non-teaching staff, they will meet all of them. So before then, for students, you can orient them. For parents and the alumni, you can give the orientation, the peer team visit process. So identify the alumni, parents, employers who would be willing to participate in the peer team visit discussion, because the students, okay, so our students, they will be in the campus, so they'll meet the students, but alumni, parents and all, at that time they have to come. So you can identify who are the alumni you are going to invite, who are the parents you are going to invite, the employers also. Keep it ready and orient them, and they should be willing to participate in the peer team visit discussion. So this is what the before peer team visit. Are you able to get it? Please.
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is before peer team visit. So it's a long process, you know, how much work you have to do before peer team. This is before getting your pre-qualifier notification. Every day you have to sit and work for it. Okay. Then after just before peer team visit, that is on getting the pre-qualifier notification from NAAC, now you must be very, from that work to this work, you must be very speed in doing all the work, because you know that you are going to know the dates and all. So complete formalities with NAAC after getting the pre-qualifier. After getting the pre-qualifier, you have to pay the online payment, details such as the tentative dates, hotels, everything you have to send it. That is all in the portal. So in the NAAC portal, but the online payment you have to do in the NAAC portal, and the tentative dates also you have to do it in the NAAC portal. I mean, your HAE portal, and also the hotels, what are the hotels you have suggested, everything must be given there. Okay. Then revisit the NAAC peer team visit steering committee and other work groups committees, carry out any modification if needed to accommodate emergencies, non-availability of the staff. Now, again, you have to conduct a steering committee meeting, that is all the committee members, and see what work they have done and what are the works they have completed, anything to not completed. So all that you see, any modification you have to do. Sometime what happens, no? Some members you might have been given at that time, that some member they may be on a long leave or they may be on a medical leave. So for that place, for the particular member place, you have to substitute some other member. So if needed to accommodate emergency non-availability of the staff, you have to do, because the people should not feel that we don't have any member to look after this work, because each committee will have some 5 to 6 members, and each member have some 2 to 3 members, they have some task, some responsibility. If one member is on a long leave, they'll find very difficult. So you have to give some substitute for them. So these all by experience we know. So the draft peer team visit schedule that was earlier prepared is to be rechecked twice and sent to NAAC. So whatever peer team visit schedule you have prepared, check it again and again, check with your principal and check with this is very important, check with your principal. If principal says okay, then you can send it to NAAC. So what are the things you have to keep ready? One room with all IT gadgets and a conference room to be booked in place of stay on behalf of institution. So after getting the intimation where they are going to stay, because only 3 days before only you are going to know. So after getting that, one room with all IT facilities and a conference room you have to book in place of stay on behalf of institute. So 2 secretarial assistants are to be accommodated in that room, because so this you have to keep it, one at the room hotel where they are going to stay, one at the place, at your institute. So one room with ITC facility in the institute and one room in the hotel. And also make arrangement to provide a room at the institute. That is what I'm going to tell. To provide a room at the institution with the computer, printer, necessary stationery, additional cottages for printer, 2 pen drives, and a secretarial assistant who is well versed in stenography and use of computers. These 2 are very important. One is at the place of stay and one is at the institution. So what are the things you should get ready? A computer, printer, necessary stationery, and additional cartridges for printer, pen drives, not 2 pen, you can have some 5 to 10 pen drives, and a secretarial assistant who is well versed in the stenography and use of computers. So this you have to arrange it earlier. Then give adequate publicity about the visit of the peer team to the teachers, students, administrative staff. Post the circular of visit on the website also. So you have to give the publicity. Even sometimes you can give the publicity in your website also. These days, after confirming the dates, the peer team is going to visit. To the students also, you can convene a meeting to the student. So these days, the peer team is going to visit, what all they are going to do, and how to, what the students' role to face the peer team members, and also the teachers, administrative staff, and post the circular of visit on the website. Then welcome banners. Get ready with the welcome banners in the few nodal points to be erected. So you prepare the banners and get checked with the IQC coordinator, and the final draft you have to show it to the vice chancellor, principal and vice chancellor, whomever may be the director and the head of the institution. Get approval from them. Then after that only the banner should get ready, and that should be erected in the nodal points of your institute. So this is what you have to do, before peer team visit. So now the peer, I mean, the NAAC will give the 3 days, before 3 days, they'll give who are the members they are going to visit and which is the hotel they are going to stay. Everything you will get before 3 days. Within these 3 days, you should get ready with all that what all I have told earlier. So now, general guidelines during peer team visit, what are the guidelines you have to follow? Be clear with activities to be done on day 0, day 1, day 2. So though they are going to visit your institute for 2 days, they'll visit, I mean, they'll come here and 0 day. That is what the previous day of the first day was called as day 0. So strict adherence to time is very, very important. So entire visit to be photographed and videographed, and the same shall be uploaded after the visit. Suppose, take the peer team members are 3 members. They are going to divide it into 2 groups, like one chairperson with the IPSC coordinator and one the member secretary and another member. Like that, they'll have 2 groups sometime. If they have 2 groups, mean 2 videographer must be there. So 2 photographer must be there, because wherever they are going, wherever they are visiting, the videographer and the photographer should be accompanied and take the videos and the photograph and whatever this same, I mean, everything, the entire visit to be photographed and videographed. If it is in the university, mean they will have 3 groups. So 3 videographer, 3 photographer must be there. So make arrangement, that is for 2 to 3 photographers, videographers, because the peer team may split into teams during the visit. Then next is these are the general guidelines I'm giving. So next is the refreshment shall be centralized. So provide the refreshment wherever the peer team is. So don't make the peer team walk to some place for having refreshment. That should not be done. So wherever, if the time is for morning, mid-morning tea, or if they are tired of anything, you have to provide them tea or coffee, whatever they want at their place. Don't make them to come there, you take the tea or like that. So wherever the peer team is there, you have to provide the refreshment. So don't make the peer team walk to some place for having refreshment. Also have some alternative arrangement for refreshment like tea, coffee with sugar, without sugar, black tea, green tea. Sometimes some members, they won't take tea or coffee, give them fresh juice and other snacks and all. So keep it ready, everything, keep it ready. So you have one committee as a hospitality committee. That hospitality committee itself, they will divide into 3. One as a 2 groups. For the 2 groups, see, you have one group, one committee is taking care of the peer team members. One group is the hospitality. So all these members must be coordinated for each and a logistic. So all these members should be connected with each and other. So this group will give a phone to this group. These peer team members are in this classroom or in this lab. So you get the tea for them. They have to bring the tea there. So they should make so this is my humble request for all those who are going for that. You have WhatsApp. Group WhatsApp for all this, so that instead of calling them, give a message to them so that they'll come there. Even for the IQAC coordinator, they know where the peer team members, in which place they are there. So each time that committee will give the report to the IQAC coordinator. This will be very nice if you create a group, WhatsApp group for all these members. Then give sufficient copies of SSR ready. Also keep ready the previous cycle of SSR and the assessment report. All the current SSR must get ready, and also the previous cycle SSR and the assessment report. Okay. Now on day 0, so the transport team will receive the peer team experts and leave them in their place of stay. So you know the logistic team. The logistic team will go to the airport or wherever possible. Airport or sometime airport only, mostly they'll come in the airport, or they'll receive them and leave them in their place of stay, in the hotel. So as soon as they enter, welcome kit shall be provided to the peer team experts at the place of stay. So welcome kit which shall include a good bag, schedule of your visit, SSR, file, pen, pencil, some few papers, notepad, sanitizer, mask, VC or principal's presentation and IQAC presentation and other important sentence presentation if needed. So this must be kept in that bag, not other than that. So you must be very careful. As soon as they enter, you keep it already in their room, a bag with these matters. That is a schedule, SSR, file, pen, pencil, few papers, notepad, sanitizer, mask, and even some pen drive also, and other important sentence presentation if needed. And also include the important personnel to be contacted in the institute like Vice Chancellor or principal number, IQAC coordinator, logistic head, and all these number must be given so that whenever they need it, the PA team members, they can contact the concerned person. This is very, I mean, you have to see that you have to prepare a contact to whom they have to contact, principal's number, IQAC coordinator number, transport, and other, I mean, the office, the personnel, stenographer number that to be given there. Then, after they visit, I mean, they settled in the place, in the hotel, discuss the schedule with the chairperson of the peer team visit and make changes if needed. That is, changes if any suggested in the schedule to be updated and print of the updated to be given to the peer team expert and the updated schedule to be shared with all the stakeholder concerned. So as soon as they visit, they can take some time rest. Then as a courtesy, sometime the principal and IQAC coordinator, they will meet the peer team members, and the peer team, you submit they discuss the schedule already. They will have the schedule with the chairperson. If any changes to be carried out, and that changes must be updated, and you take the print and immediately you take the print, and that print to be given to peer team expert, and the updated print, updated schedule also to be shared with all the stakeholders. So they should get ready with that. Then on day first, this is what you have to do on 0 day. So 0 day, they'll come and they'll take some relaxation, they'll take some rest, and the principal and IQAC coordinator will meet the peer team expert, and you will discuss with the schedule only, not any other discussion. Only schedule, any changes that to be done, the print to be taken, and one to be handed over there, and other to be shared with our stakeholders of the institution. That is what to be done on first and 0 day. Okay, there now we start now next we have to start the first day. Transportation team. Transportation team, they bring the peer team some 10 minutes advance to the institute, as it would give space for receiving formalities. We'll start with 9 o'clock, means bring them by 8:50. Go to the hotel. I mean, only the logistic committee. They'll go and they'll come. I mean, the cars, I mean, the vehicle will go and bring them to the institute. And they can receive, I mean, we can receive the peer team as per your culture. The NAAC has not given any for how to receive the peer team expert. This is as per your culture, your institute culture, whatever culture you are following, but to welcome the peer team, I mean, to welcome the expert, that you can carry out. It should be done by the students, not with an outsourced team. This is very important. It should be done by the students, not with an outsourced team. Don't bring any outsourced person to welcome the peer team members. Again, by the students means, if it is a co-education college or institute, you can have gender. You can have both male members as the boys and girls, and they must have not only the girls. You can keep some boys also to welcome the members. So peer team to be received in the main entrance by the top management. So top management will receive the peer team members. Quick introduction to key people. So just the vice chancellor or the principal, they'll give just a quick introduction. This is what our head of the department. This is a quick. It's enough, within 1 minute they have to complete that. Then after that, they straight away they'll taken to the principal's presentation. No other meeting, nothing. After receiving them, you can take the peer team experts to the principal or VC's presentation as a first time on agenda of the first day. So it shall be planned for 45 minutes, followed by a discussion for 15 minutes. So proper seating arrangement for peer team members with a proper view of the presentation to be made. So these principal's presentation handouts are to be placed in the welcome kit already. So welcome drinks shall be kept at their tables during the presentation. Suitable arrangements are to be made in case there is a power cut during the presentation. This is very, very important. If there is any power shutdown or anything, keep it ready for the UPS or anything, generator and all. So generator set or other backup facilities are to be kept ready. Alternately, 3/4 of the laptops shall be kept ready. Okay, 3 or 4 laptops shall be kept ready. So if one laptop gets any repair or anything, what today I had, so the second laptop to be get, you have to keep it ready. So principal shall answer the question by the, shall answer the questions raised by the peer team expert. Necessary support shall be given by the concerned in charge. So whenever any peer team clarification they ask, that should be answered by the principal. If needed, some support to be given by the concerned in charge. Not all the members, one at a time. No, don't give all the members to give some clarification. It is only the concerned in charge they have to give answer. Too many should not be attempting to answer or correct the answer given by others. And if there are any questions that could not be immediately answered, the same shall be noted and data shall be provided by the end of the data with necessary evidence. That is what we have to tell them. So if you are not able to give any answer immediately, tell them that it will be taken. We'll give the data at the end of the day. So don't give any wrong answers or anything. Don't make it correct. This answer is not correct. This don't justify, don't argue. Okay. So one personnel to be earmarked for noting the questions raised by the peer team expert and same will be typed. So one person will be given the responsibility. Whatever question raised by the peer team expert, that is to be taken and same should be typed and keep it ready. So after principal's presentation, there will be IQAC presentation. Mostly the IQAC presentation will have in the afternoon. This is depends upon the schedule, what the peer team members they'll do it. Sometimes they'll hide the IQAC presentation as soon as the principal's presentation. Sometimes if they are going as per the criteria, means when the 6th criteria comes, they'll have the IQAC presentation. This is depends upon the schedule of the peer team visit. So this is done by IQAC coordinator in the respective place. So this IQAC presentation will be done only in the IQAC room. So then the peer team will do criteria wise inspection, starting with criteria 1 to 7 criteria. Actual time for each activity should be maintained separately. So department have to be prepared with time bound presentation. So maximum 7 minutes, out of which 5 minutes for presentation and 2 minutes for discussion. This is for the department. Don't go beyond that. Then they won't listen. Whatever the important thing you are going to present, they won't listen, they'll go. So you keep it ready for 7 minutes, 5 minutes presentation, 2 minutes for discussion. So departments to focus on criteria 1, 2, 3, 5 and show the important facility in their department. So department documents shall be kept in the same room where the presentation is made. Don't Take them to another place to see your department document. Keep it in the same room. So department shall keep ready a ready brochure of their department and hand over to the peer team. So they will carry the brochure while they are preparing the report. I think they'll use it, that brochure also sometime. So mostly for colleges, the peer team will complete almost all criteria on day first. If any pending like infrastructure facilities for criteria 5, 4, and 7, they shall be taken on to day 2. So this is all depend, because on the first the colleges, they will have 2 days. One day the whole visit they'll complete. Second day the remaining, there is any pending they will do, and next they'll follow with the report writing, everything that will come. So proper arrangement have to be made for management meeting, student council, alumni meeting, parents meeting, teaching and non-teaching staff. Make sure that all these stakeholders will be present on time. Staff in charges to be earmarked for all these sessions. So last activity shall be cultural activity by student. So cultural activity should not go beyond 30 minutes to 45 minutes. A handout shall be made for cultural activities. For the cultural activity, you can have a theme also. I mean, it depends of your place. You can, your institute theme or any theme you can have it. And that theme you can present the cultural program. Okay. So before then, I have to show, just a minute. Then on second day, any activity pending on day 1 shall be done. So here again, the documentation verification will be done. So documentation verification, again, this is very, very important. So one person shall be in charge of documentation, and concerned staff in charge of various documents shall be present to answer the queries by peer team. So for documentation, you can keep a room for that. What are the documents to be prepared? So the documents, you have to prepare it, and the index of the documents, you can keep it as a booklet, so that they can, you keep it as in the serial form. You make it as a number 1, number 2, number 3, like that. For now, you can prepare an index. Number 1 gives this document, number 2 gives this document, like that. So if you give the printout, I mean the index to the peer team members, they'll see we need number 4 document. So take the number 4 document and show it to them. So whenever they need to look into that particular document, they'll see that. So the documents, where when you're preparing the document, you can keep it as the criteria wise documents and also the general documents. General documents, mostly the teaching and non-teaching list of your teaching and non-teaching staff, and the appointment orders, and the service rules for the teaching staff. And you can have the, I mean, the list of non-teaching staff, recruitment rules, and the performance appraisal forms. And all the administrative matters, you can keep it as a one side, and one side as a criteria wise documents. So these document, all whatever the administrative matters you are keeping, keep the, I mean, the original one. Don't keep the copy. Keep the original one and take care of the, you can give responsibility to one person to look after all these original documents, because sometimes the original office documents is very precious. So they should take care of it. So one administrative staff should be there. Whatever doubt they are asking for that particular administrative document, they must be in a position to answer that. If not, you can ask some other person in charge of that document to give the, I mean, the clarification. So dedicated space have to be provided. I mean, again, for report preparation by peer team with all needed office items, desktop, laptop, printers. So IQC team will have to present close by to provide any details if needed while preparing the report. So the draft report will be shared with head of the institution and this will be checked. So if they exist, after that only the exist meeting have to be arranged. Before then, I have to give some clarification. First day you will have the first day presentation, no? Just a minute. And the first day presentation. Just a minute, please. Okay. So this I added lastly, that is why it took time. So presentation by the head of the institution, I told you it's 45 minutes. And then this is, I'm going as per the schedule now. So meeting and interaction with the heads of the department. Sometimes they'll have the meeting with the heads of the department in the concerned department, or sometimes they'll have the meeting and interaction with the heads of the department exclusively. So what they'll plan, that is, this is all the qualitative aspect, planning and documentation for curriculum delivery, what plan they have done, and adhere to the academic calendar. They'll ask the academic calendar whether they are following the academic calendar, and what are the cross-cutting issues integrated into their curriculum, and special features of the department and the incremental development of the department. These are the things they'll discuss with the department heads. If they are not going to meet the department heads, they wanted to meet at the concerned department, they'll do it in the concerned department. So criteria 2, then after the criteria 1, VC's the principal's presentation, they'll go criteria 2, teaching, learning, and evaluation. Here they will select the department, not more than 50% of the department to be selected by peer team and institute. So this will take 2 hours. Mostly what happens now, if the number of department is less in the college, they'll visit all the department. If the number of department is more, they'll take 50%. 50%, 25% of the department will be selected by the peer team and 25% will be institute. This is what 50% of the department to be selected both by peer team as well as by the institute. So when they visit the department, they'll assess the learning levels of the students. That is the learning levels of the students again. They'll take the slow learners and the advanced learner, how you are identifying the slow learners and advanced learners. For the slow learners, what are the measures you are taking to make them as a fast learners, and then the student-centric methods for enhancing learning experience. What are the methods followed by the department to develop the learning experience of the students. And whether the teachers are using ICT enabled tools for effective teaching learning process. This is another thing. You might have been given in your SSR 100% we are using the ICT. Our teachers are using 100% ICT. So you have to give what are the tools you are using for effective teaching learning, maybe the smart classroom, maybe the LCD, maybe the PPT presentation. Yeah, whatever you are using, that you have to exhibit that, you have to show that. Then the transparency of the internal assessment, because this is a college. If it is autonomous college means you have to keep the external examination manual also. If it is constitute colleges means the affiliated colleges, only the transparency of the internal assessment, how you are conducting the internal assessment, what are the records to be, maintained, that to be shown there. Then mostly they'll ask about the outcome-based education. What are the program outcomes, program specific outcome, course outcome? So for all these, every department should keep ready with the program, keep up, the handouts or a chart or any print materials, what are the program, for example, any program, BCom means what is the BCom, the BA, BSc program outcome, or BCom means program specific outcome. And for each program, what are the courses, for each course, what are the outcomes? So that to be displayed in that department. Then after that, the attainment of the outcome, how you have attained it is whether you are following the direct method or indirect method. Suppose you are not, you are just you have started, tell them you have started, we are in the process of doing the attainment of the program. So before going the teaching, learning and evaluation, I told you the department presentation. The department presentation is very, very important here. So what are the department presentation? A unique template to be given. First, they have to introduce the department and give the genesis of the department only in 3 lines, and give the department profile, that is the teacher's profile, student's profile, everything given, the profile of the department, and also what are the programs offered by the department, that also to be mentioned. And regarding the publication in the journal, Scopus journal, or Web of Science journal, or Carelist journal, or any peer-reviewed journal, all that to be listed. What are the publication made by your faculty members during the assessment period? That you must be very careful. During the assessment period, all the publication must be in 1 slide. Then any projects has been undertaken, UGC project or DST project or ICSSR project, and what are the outcome of that project, that must be in 1 slide. Then achievements by the faculty members. What are the achievements, awards won by the faculty members, and that to be given in 1 slide. And the students' progression and placement. The placement details you have to give in detail, which are the companies or the corporate the students has been selected for appointment, and that must be given. What is the percentage of the students going for higher studies, and what are the achievements of your students, extracurricular, co-curricular, NSS, NCC, sports, everything must be given. Everything must come in the 1 slide only. So then also you can give how you are identifying the slow learner and the advanced learners, and what are the list of ICT tools you are using, that you have to mention. And analysis of the internal examination, that is the continuous internal assessment, how you are analyzing, that you have to give, and how the feedback you are getting, the feedback from the students. So one thing that when principal's presentation, the feedback analysis and the action taken report also must be mentioned there. So this is what given in the department presentation. So when the department presentation, when the peer team enters in the department, the head of the department has to introduce all the faculty members. This is what the first step. She has to introduce all the faculty members and make them to sit in the one. You have to make arrangement to show your presentation, and sidewise all your documents, books, publication, and your display, everything must be there. So 5 minutes presentation, 2 minutes discussion. They'll see all your documents, models, and everything. They'll look into that. So only 10 minutes will be allotted for each, 10 to 15 minutes. That after that, they'll go for the second department. The next department, if they go, the team which is accompanying the peer team, they have to give the that they have to give the note to the IQAC coordinator. They are the peer team, they are in this department, that they have to give the continuous notification. Then if you go to criteria 3, the research, innovation, and extension, they'll, after the visit of all the departments, the team will visit to the labs, latest research equipments, computer center, media lab, studio, and other research, what are the research facilities available in the institute, they will visit. And while visiting, some members must be there to explain about that equipment, what is the outcome of that using, how many of them are used so far, how many of them used, what is the outcome of that, who are the research scholars are using, how they are using. Some person must be there to explain, even in the computer center, media, lab, studio, whatever facilities you are having. So take them to that to make them to visit, to show all these facilities. So then they'll have, sometimes they will have the meeting and interaction with the HOD and teachers regarding if you have a research committee, collaboration committee, ecosystem for innovation or incubation center, publication committee, IPR cell. Yeah. So all these committee members, sometimes the HOD will be the convener of these committees. So the convener will meet all this, they'll meet the IPR team visit, and while meeting, show all the minutes. Whenever the research committee is there, they'll conduct the meetings, frequent meetings. That minutes you have to show, the minute records you have to show, even the collaboration, to whom and all you have collaborated, which company you have collaborated, which industry you have collaborated, which NGO you have collaborated, all the details to be given. All the whenever you have the meeting with that concerned companies or the industry, that report to be submitted, that you have to show them. And incubation center. Incubation center, some institute, they'll have the incubation center, take them to the incubation center. Who are the number of students, incubation means just giving the training to the students to become an entrepreneur or to start a startups in there. If you have any startups or anything, that also you can show. And if you have any publication committee, you show the convener of the publication committee have to meet the peer team members and give the minutes of your meeting whenever you conduct the publication committee. If you have the IPR cell also. The important one, take them to the NCC and NSS. So the NCC room, they take them to what are the NCC presentation must be there, NSS presentation must be there. What are the activities conducted during the assessment period, and what are the awards and achievements won by the NCC as well as NSS, and showcase all the achievements, all the records and all the medals and everything must be in that room. So keep one room for NCC, keep one room for NSS also. After that, this all will do it in a quick way. After that, they'll go for a luncheon meeting, that is afternoon lunch. The lunch will be, they'll be having with the governing body, management. Sometime you can, if you are a aided college, means state government representative must be there, or university representative. You can invite them before then. You must have a committee for the luncheon meeting also. You can invite them. And in the luncheon meeting, the management or the state government, they'll say what are the rules and regulations they are following in the institute, and also what is their future plan, how they are going to enhance the infrastructure, that they'll present it. Whenever the peer team members ask anything, the management will be there to give the clarification. It's like a discussion only, not any presentation or anything. It's just like an informal meeting. So I told you about the that is the incubation center. If you don't have an incubation center, you can make it ready. That is, you can have one room with ICT supported. So with ICT supported means 2-3 computers, printers and all. So that wherever the student visit, you can give the product development, product idea will be generated, so that you can have you have to start with the incubation center, that you can make it. And the startups, what are the startups? If you have any startups by the student, that also you can display in that room. So the next is the infrastructure and learning resources. So after the lunch and meeting, you are taking them to see the physical facilities like library, laboratory, sports, gym, yoga, canteen, hostel, health center, computer center, all the facilities you are take them to see. And see again the physical facilities for teaching and learning, classroom, lab, computing equipment, updation of the ICT facilities, smart rooms. Take them to all these facilities. So again, for when they are going for the library, how many number of books, journals and periodicals, library automation, you have to show the library automation, how when the student enters, how they are keeping the record and all, how the students are taking the book, all that must be you have to show. Then the integrated library management system, if you have, that you can explain it. Then procedure for maintaining and utilizing the physical and academic support facilities. What are the procedure you are following? If they ask, you have to explain them with this matters, that is physical, academic and support facilities. Again, then criteria 4, and criteria 5, the same day, they'll have the student support and progression. They'll visit to the placement cell, career and, sorry for the spelling mistake in the career and the counseling cell, language lab, anti-ragging cell, anti-sexual harassment cell, student council, all these cell, you take them to this cell and see the placement cell. The place, if possible, may ask the placement officer to give a small presentation for 2 to 3 minutes. And language lab, for each lab when they are visiting, put the chart, put a printout there. What is the outcome of how many students have visited, have taken, what is the outcome of that? Everywhere you have to place the outcome is very, very important. And student council, how the students chairman and everything you are electing, whether it's a democratic way, that you have to mention. Then you have the interaction with student, alumni, parents, and that interaction, don't, you are selecting only the student, alumni and parent. Don't make any outside person, the staff and IQAC members or anybody to visit that. This is very confidential. They'll meet only the alumni separately, parents separately. Sometimes the alumni and students will be, they'll meet together and parents separately. So this all how they are, they are preferring, accordingly you can prepare it. Then governance and leadership and management. Here only sometime in this criteria only sometime the peer team, they'll visit the IQAC, or sometime they'll have it after the principal's presentation. So the interaction with the administrative officer, a finance officer, non-teaching staff. So there again, you must be clearly mention the vision and mission of your institute, the student centralization and participation, strategic perspective plan, whether you are effectively deployed, and then your what is that structure of your institute, service rule, welfare measures for teaching and non-teaching facilities, and what is the performance appraisal methodology you are following for teaching and non-teaching, internal and external academic audit if you have, and the mobilization of funds and optimum utilization. And all this you have to, if they ask, you must be ready to answer. The IPSC must be ready to answer for all this. Our administrative office, if they visit the administrative office, they are ready to show all the documents, records, notes, statement of accounts, for all the 5 years, everyone, any queries to be asked, the finance officer must be in a position to clarify and give justification for that. Then the cultural program, that's what I have told already. So that is what the activity 2 I have already told, that is any activity pending, the activity day 1 that shall be done in the activity, the second day. The second day, they'll prepare the draft report, and that report must be shared with the head of the institution. The head of the institution will check the report. After checking the report, they'll give you, that will take 1 hour sometime, because the head of the institution will read all the entire reports, and if they want to have any corrections or any modification, the correction in the sense is sometime the number, the data, we have given some data and by mistake that can be corrected. Then after that, they'll prepare the final report. The peer team experts, they'll prepare the final report. So the exit meeting have to be arranged, agenda have to be prepared. The chair, for that exit meeting, agenda to be prepared, and chairperson will share the report, followed which IPC coordinator shall give the formal vote of thanks. This is what the procedure for the second day. The second day with the exit meeting, mostly they will have the exit meeting by 4 to 5 p.m. on the second day, because sometimes the peer team members, they will leave the place on the same day. For that, they will have 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. or sometimes 5 p.m., not more than, not extending the 5 p.m. Okay. So necessary transport to the hotel and then to the airport to be made. So after peer team members, after peer team visit, thanks letter from head of the institution to be sent to all peer team members. Feedback to be provided by the head of the institution in NAAC portal as soon as you have to complete your peer team visit. Then SSR to be uploaded in the institute website. These things you have to do immediately after the peer team visit. So thanking letter, feedback to be provided by the institution, head of the institution, that is to be uploaded in the NAAC portal, then SSR to be uploaded in the institute website. Of course, after that, last and important thing, relax for some time. Then, this is some tips. I would like to give some tips to carry out your peer team visit process. So addendum to SSR. So you can provide major achievements, accomplishments with regard to all 7 criterions beyond the period cover in SSR on day 0 of PTV. That is beyond the period covered. So sometime, major achievements and accomplishment you have to give with that. The NAAC steering committee shall include at least 1 Hindi speaking staff to communicate with the peer team members. Sometimes mostly for the South India means some North Indian people will come. If some Hindi speaking staff is there, it's very easy. Nowadays, everybody knows. Sometime if you prefer, 1 Hindi speaking staff to communicate with the peer team members. And food choice shall be taken from peer team on day 0. Alternatively, multi-cuisine food arrangements shall be made. Cleanliness is very important. All infrastructure facilities to be updated. Check expiry date of fire extinguishers. This is very, sometime what happens now, we will miss to see. At that time only the peer team will see the expiry date of that. So check that and keep it, update that. Then first aid kit should be available in all floors and department. All staff and students should wear the identity cards. This is very, very important. If possible, the health center, if you have the ambulance, if your institute have the ambulance, that also you should get ready. You can keep it ready. And for the physically challenged also, that all that thing you have given the SSR, whatever you have mentioned in the SSR, that must be shown in, while the peer team visit, because sometimes for the physically challenged, you may have the ramp, rally and all that to be shown there, signboards and all. So this is what very, very important. This is what the tips you have to take down while the peer team visit. So before I close it, before I close it, I'll give some tips what the NAAC peer team visit preparation, the list of committees, what are the committees you can prepare. So one committee you can have the department preparation committee. Department preparation committee means here the for each department they have to prepare the PPT and see that committee we should see whether the department has updated or what are the corrections given by the mark visit, no, that they have taken down, that they have to see. Mostly use the department preparation committee, keep all the heads of the department as the members of the department preparation committee, because they for the concerned department, the department head can take that responsibility. Then peer team coordination committee. Peer team coordination committee, you can keep it your IPSC coordinator as a convener for that committee. And what the peer team coordination committee, there are some 4 or 5 members, you can keep it ready. So to accompany the peer team for visit to department and facilities during the visit. So these members, they have to accompany the peer team members while they're visiting to the department to see the facilities, and to ensure route to the department and facilities, mid-morning, mid-evening snacks, special food preference, and inform hospitality committee. And also this is the second responsibility. Be in constant touch, contact with the allotted team member to follow up with respective heads of the department, conveners and function heads and preparedness, and inform and coordinate during the peer team visit, to list out all the department facilities, areas of visit, administrative section on both the campus, and discuss with the convener or IPSC coordinator, instructing the transport committee for picking up, dropping off the peer team committee members, and keep the kit ready for with work related materials to be given to the peer team members, and provide medical help if there is any need arises, and identify and prepare teachers to be attentive to the needs of these teams. So this is what the coordination committee. The coordination committee is they have to coordinate with all other committees. The other committee is the third committee is the data provision documentary evidence. So I told the documentation, the committee will visit, the peer team experts will visit they'll verify the documentation. So keep one person ready to prepare the documentation. They prepare the index and keep it ready. All the administrative matters is one side and all the criteria-wise documents on another side, and give number of a serial number. So that number to be given in the index, this number will give this document, so that it will be easy for the peer team experts to look into the documentation. If there is any clarification needed, the concerned person has to explain it. So that committee should look after the document verification and that. And then next is the management luncheon meeting. Management luncheon meeting, that committee should organize who are the members they are going to invite for the management luncheon meeting, and give before then they have to give the invitation letter and what time they have to be there, and invite them, welcome them, the management members and also the peer team experts, and keep it on the luncheon meeting. They keep the placards there where to sit, which member where to sit, and so that they will have a discussion with the management and other officials and all. So this committee, should get ready with all that. After the luncheon meeting, the management luncheon meeting committee members, they have to give a thanking letter to all the management members. And then you can have a stakeholders interaction committee member. That is, you have to conduct a meeting for students meeting, alumni meeting, employer meeting, parents meeting. So for all that, one committee to take care of this. So the venue to be decided, when this meeting is they are going to conduct, and what time, everything will be given the schedule. According to the schedule, they have to keep it ready, and they'll coordinate with the coordination committee, ask them to, that coordination committee to bring the members to there, and they can all the agenda to be prepared there. Then for the interaction with the students, alumni, parents and the employers, you have to leave them. Don't any staff or any committee member, they should not enter in there. Only it's a very confidential meeting that they'll interact with the concerned person. So after that, the finance committee is, to carry out this peer team visit, the expenses, what are the expenses to be, a budget to be prepared, and the budget accordingly, that committee to prepare the budget and get approval with the principal and the finance officer and then after the peer team visit over, all the bills to be submitted. So that is their care to look into the finance committee. Then transport and accommodation committee. So they have to take care of all the logistic and accommodation, and mostly make a list of all the available cars, the drivers with phone number, ensure the condition of the vehicle, and earmark which vehicles they are going to give to which person, and to arrange for taxis with the approval of principal, with known agencies, constant drivers with phone numbers, everything. So this also, the logistic committee also should be coordinated with the coordinating committee. So this responsibility you have to mention in the committee list. And then you must have the technical committee. Technical committee, who are the person you are going to give the responsibilities, stenographer and some technical staff, what is their work, what are the the list of the things they have to keep it ready, and that is what the technical committee. Mostly in technical committee, one senior staff member will be the convener, and if you have a computer center, the computer center head will be the head of that technical committee. So they'll take care of all that. So the technical committee is that they should see that all the systems are in good condition, and get ready with the laptop, pen drive, CD if required by the peer team. Get the board of management, auditorium or seminar hall, any boardroom to be get ready. Computer center for video conferencing, Wi-Fi ensured at all times, generators to be done, and maintenance of UPS, ICT enabled infrastructure, provide assistance for the data entry, all that to be taken care of the technical committee. Then most important committee is hospitality committee. Hospitality committee, they have to plan the menu and budget for the mid-morning lunch and tea for 3 days or 2 days, and dinner for everything, and get ready. Hand over the approved budget to the finance committee, and all these procedures to be done, and ask for the transport assistance for carrying out the tea, the snacks to the concerned place where the peer team members are there. And for the first day, you have the cultural program, no? If possible, you can have the serial lights to be fitted for the first day dinner and all. And then these are some of the committees I have mentioned, and some office records and all that to be taken care of, that office records and other thing. So the documentation committee. So these committee, you can accuracy work is they have to constitute the committees and give the responsibility and orient them, and every week you have to meet them before the peer team visit. So anything, any further clarification if you need, I'm here to explain to you. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there are 2 questions in the chat
Any
box.
questions? Because this is a very practical, the very, what to say, it's like a thing, 0 day, 1 day, 2nd day. So all that depends on that time. So, but you should get ready with all these things.
Yes, ma'am. There are 2 questions. The first question, how to prepare the parents for parent-teacher meeting with NAAC?
So parents-teachers meeting. Parents meeting you'll have separately. So that committee should get ready before then. Who are some parents, they won't come. So willingness of the parents you have to take. And for each class, at least some 10 to 20 parents for each, because the class representation must be there. You invite them and call them for them. If they are willing, you tell the timing correctly and ask them to come there. So you convene a meeting with the parents and the interaction with the parents and the peer team experts. So after meeting, after interacting, you give some, the snacks and coffee to the parent. Definitely you have to do that. So this parents and students will not be in one place. Students meeting is separately, parents meeting is separately.
Thank you, ma'am. And the next question, when we prepare minutes of meeting, should we separately prepare for research workshop, IPR and ED cell,
everything
or all together?
The thing is, all these minutes you have prepared already. Whenever you convene a meeting, you have prepared. That you have to keep it in your file. That you have to show you. Not that time.
Okay, ma'am. What administrative documents to be prepared, ma'am?
That is very, very important. Administrative documents, it depends upon the universities and the colleges. And college, usually the documents, administrative documents, you have to prepare the list of teaching staff. Okay.
Yes,
One.
ma'am.
The second one is the, suppose it is a aided college, means what is the post sanctioned by the government or by the UGC, whatever may be. Okay. Then if it is the self-financed college, means post sanctioned by the management. Okay. That you have to give. That's a signed, that's a original document. For example, the government has sanctioned this much of the post to this college, means the sanction letter you have to keep it ready. Not you have to write under the record, the particular file must get ready. Even sometimes, if it is a self-financed college, means the management sanction post signed by the authority must be there. Okay. Not
yes,
that time you have to prepare. So all that original documents. Then the appointment letters of the teaching staff. That is most important. So appointment letters of the teaching staff, keep it ready. You see, anyhow, you may be having having a copy of the appointment letters, not the original appointment letter. Original appointment letters with the concerned person, but copy of that you can keep it ready. And also the performance, academic performance appraisal, how you are performance appraisal, how you are following. This depends upon the college to college, university to university. But we sometimes the UGC, the performance based appraisal performer and promotion policies for teaching staff. And if it is a self-finance staff, if you are giving the promotion, means what are the promotion policies followed by the management. So that rules and regulation are the service rules. That service rules have to be approved by the general body of your college. General body or the management body, that should be approved. That is the service rules. That is very, very important. Definitely the peer team will ask that. Service rules. Whether it is a aided college or a self-finance college, whatever may be, the service rules they will ask. Okay, keep it ready with the service rules. If you don't have the service rules, you have to do it. This is because if there is no service rules, sometime the teachers meeting, they'll conduct a teachers meeting. The teachers, the teachers should think that when they convene a teachers meeting, mostly nowadays the teachers, the peer team expert, they are not meeting the teachers. Sometime if they would like to meet the teachers should think they are not come to settle your grievances and all. They come to see the quality of the institute. That's all. They are not the person to see all that. Say, I don't get the promotion, I don't get this one, I don't get the salary, I don't get the leave, I'm not having any, the medical leave, some grievances. Don't tell. They are not the person to look into all that. Just they have come to see the quality of your institute. So present them in a proper way. So for that only, sometimes they may have the service rules. Service rules, everything will be mentioned there. So that is one. And then if you are given the study leave, FIP, sabbatical leave, or whatever leaves you are given, the leave sanction, that file you have to keep it ready. So sometime, what are the welfare measures? What are the measures, welfare measures you are offering to your faculty members? They are giving the study leave, FIP, sabbatical leave, all that leave. For that, the authentic reports to be there. The evidence must be there. Also, originals must be there. Okay. These are the administrative purpose, very, very important. Then again, all the leaves in the sense, childcare leave. If self-finance college means they'll have the separate rules for the leave rules. They'll have the separate leave rules. If they have the separate leave rules, what are the rules? What are the leaves availed by the faculty staff till now? That, see, in the service rules you have mentioned, these are the leave rules we are following. Okay, we are following, these are the leave rules. So how many of them benefited so far? That is the question they are going to ask. So for that, you take that record and show them. These are the faculty members. So far, these are the leave they have enjoyed or they have taken. That you have to show. One thing is service rule. Whether you are following, this is what the evidence. Okay. Then regarding the promotion and it depends. For colleges, they'll have a separate promotion committee, and for management, we have a separate committee. Or that is in the service rule that might be mentioned. Accordingly, the promotion, whether you are giving the promotion correct time you are given, that all that, if you are given the promotion, that promotion record you have to show to them. Then regarding the recruitment rules, how the self-finance college means, how the what is the recruitment rules of the self-finance colleges? If it is a aided colleges, mean what is the recruitment rules of the aided colleges? If it is a government college, means it is given in the government what is the recruitment rules of the government, accordingly they have to follow. And also the the non-teaching staff. For how many non-teaching staff has been sanctioned, how many of them there is any vacant post, all the details for non-teaching staff separately, for teaching staff separately. For non-teaching staff also, what are the leaves the leave they have availed so far, that you have to mention. Then regarding the student admission. Student admission, what is the admission procedure? Your prospectus, 5 years prospectus, you can keep it ready. What are the admission rules you are following? Whether you are following the reservation policy, that reservation policy, whether by the state or the central or by the self-financing means, what is the reservation policy you are following, that you have to keep it ready. That is the admission details based on the reservation policy that they will ask. Every year you have to send the admission details to the concerned department. That letter also they may ask, you keep it ready. And then e-governance in the administration, student related documents, if you have it, that also you can keep it ready. Then the programs, that is the approval of the programs by AICT approval means you keep the approval letters. UGC approved means keep the approval letters. UGC approved, the university approved program means keep the approval letters. Keep all the approval letters in one file for each program approval letters. Sometimes they'll ask, this is very, sometimes for this program, did you get the approval from statutory approval? To whom you got? That you have to show it. Then handbooks and calendars. Handbook and calendars, you have to keep it ready. And if it is autonomous college, academic council meeting report, board of studies meeting report, and newsletter, and convocation file, convocation register, if it is autonomous college. If it is a constituent college or the affiliated college means, I think this will won't come, but your management, the self-financing college means you have to keep it ready with the general body, your management committee, every year you'll convene a management committee. That meeting report or meeting minutes, you have to keep it ready. So then regarding the, finance part, what is the grant you have received so far? If it is aided, to whom you have received, what is the utilization of the grant, annual accounts for the year, for the 5 years assessment period, annual accounts with the audited annual accounts to be presented there. So you keep, for each year you have a book of that. So this is audited report, audited annual statement of account for the year 2021, 21-22. Keep it ready and you show it to them. And also if you are getting the funds from the government means the utilization certificate. And what is the audit procedure you are following, that also keep it. And if you have a corpus fund, means the corpus funds, the corpus fund status, and that record also you have to show it. So then again, if you receive, regarding the consultancy, if you receive any income and all that money, all that has been come in the account, the annual statement of account. So this is again very important. Then regarding the scholarship. Your student may be receiving the SC/ST scholarship or backward scholarship, OBC scholarship, government scholarship, all the government scholarship in one big file, and all the institutional scholarships for 5 years scholarship in one file, and all the NGOs and the other private agency for scholarship. Sometimes not the private person, they will give their scholarship, that also you can keep it, and fellowships in one file, all the national scholarship, central scholarship or NGO scholarship, all that must be in separate file, and that must be indexed separately. And most important, the land documents. The land documents of your institute, and if you have the land documents, keep it ready, and the building approval plan, water connection, electricity connection, that is for the self-finance college, classroom and laboratory area details, and minutes of the building committee. If you have that, all that, keep it ready. So this is what some of the administrative matters to keep ready. And another one important thing is academic and administrative audit report. You have to keep it ready. And I think the library automation, maintenance procedure, these are the things, administrative matters, you have to keep it ready. And your alumni engagement also. Anything else?
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is, what kind of feedback can be shared by staff with peer team?
What kind of feedback by the staff?
Can be by the staff with the peer team.
To the peer team. There, I
Yes,
mean, the feedback from the staff, you mean, after the visit?
we will have a session, no, ma'am, like during the session. With the peer team, all the staff members, we will be sitting.
If they want, see, mostly nowadays, the peer team, and they won't meet all the faculty members. They'll meet up, if the number is less, they will meet all the faculty members. If the number is more, they'll meet randomly, they'll meet a portion of the members. But nowadays, they don't have a teachers in the schedule. I didn't see the teachers meeting, teachers because they have interacted in the department, in the center. Mostly they'll meet the student, alumni, parents, and the employers. And non-teaching also, they will meet in when they visit in the administrative office. If at all, if they want to meet with the teaching staff, first question they will ask how they are participating in the curriculum design or the research about their publication. They are all that. Even the staff members, they can give their feedback about the institution to the peer team members, peer team experts also, and they don't give any grievances. So that will give a bad impression. Even if you give the grievances, they will hear it. They won't say don't give all that. They'll hear it. Okay, we'll see that only. They are going to see. They're going to say. But see, no institute. Everybody has some grievance in their mind, but don't give that. That is not a place to show. Give all your developments, all what plan you have further to do that. What you need institute to develop your institute, what the institute has to do further, that you can give. See, for example, you in your department, you want to expand your lab means we would like to expand our department. So we would like to place it to the management, the expansion of our department. That you can give. Regarding academic thing you can give, and even the research is, suppose you how many of them gone for the leave, study leave. If you don't avail the study leave and see that, so if you have benefited that, first you give all the positive points that I have benefited because my institute has given that study leave, I have benefited that you can give. So now they won't ask any feedback from the faculty. They will interact. They'll ask, indirectly they'll ask. We don't know what they are going to ask with their faculty members. It is not standard one. It depends. It will vary from college to college. So give a positive answer. Positive answer in the sense, it is for all our departments. So anyhow, we are showing our quality only. So for quality enhancement, what are the things you would like to develop, that you can give.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, the principal of the college will be explaining from criteria 1 to 7. What type of presentation does IQAC coordinator?
That's correct. IQAC is only 10 minutes. Okay, ma, 10 to 15 minutes. IQAC presentation is first give IQAC vision, mission, and IQAC, what is the motto of IQAC? Okay. Then you give the composition of IQAC. Composition means who is the convener, who are the chairperson and the members and the external members. As per the NAAC guidelines, I think you have the IQAC composition that you can give. Then you give the functions of the IQAC. What are the functions? For each function, what is the activity you have carried out for the 5 years? That you can mention. Each function, what are the activities you have carried out? And what are the quality initiatives you have taken so far? Okay, quality initiative activities you have taken so far. Don't repeat the same thing what the VC is presenting. That don't repeat here. Please see that it should not be any repetition. It should not be any repetition. Quality initiatives you can give, and any what are the seminars or the conferences, workshops your IQS is conducted. What is the outcome of that workshop that you can give? Academic and administrative audit you have carried out, that you can give. Feedback, because IPC is the pivotal role for collecting the feedback from the students, faculty, and that feedback analysis you can give. That pictorial format you can give. That is the graphically you can present, and that feedback, what is the action taken? That is, the students will have the suggestion what action taken report you have to mention. That action taken report must be approved by the general body. Your general body have to approve the action taken report. That report to be present there. Okay, don't give the VC's presentation here. Again, whatever IQC is presenting, whether VC is presenting, principal is presenting, or IQC coordinator presenting, you are sometimes even some heads of the department is presenting their department presentation. Have a script of that, because sometimes what happens, when the PPT they'll go beyond that. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, they have to stand in front of a mirror or make some person to see that that presentation must be completed within 5 minutes. That they have to train it, that they have to do again and again. Keep a script ready. Accordingly, you can do the script. Even for the principal presentation also, the script must be, the IQC should give a script, because anyhow the IQC is going to prepare the principal's presentation. In that presentation, the script also they have to present. See, you do 2-3 times, the principal has to present in front of IQC coordinator. Sometime that you can make it, whether the time is, they are going to keep it in time. Because if the time is going beyond that, means that sometimes the peer team expert, they'll ask them to stop it. So adhere to that time. That is very, very important. So we're ready with the script. When you have a script for this slide, this script is enough. For this slide, this script is enough. So the time will be go accordingly. You won't go beyond that. So if you go beyond that again and again, if any question arises, the time will fly. So that is what my suggestion.
Thank you, ma'am. Final question.
Come on.
What type of questions will be asked to the parents and to the students, ma'am?
You are not going to ask any questions to the parents or the students. Only the peer team we are going to ask. You are not going to ask. You are not going to ask anything to your parents or students. The peer team will interact with the students. We don't know what they are going to ask with the students, what they are going to ask with the parents. So orient them, orient the parents, orient the students. Don't, give as far as possible, give a positive reply. Positive reply in the sense, sometimes we don't know what the students will reply. You can orient them, and they'll ask, are you satisfied with the program? How many of them are placed? Whether the placement cell is conducting the placement here, and how many companies have come? Or are they giving any chance, like the placement details? Are you giving any chance to higher studies also? Or what about the fee structure? What about like that general questions they will ask? The students have to answer. Okay. This is sometime starting with the program, end with the placement. So graduates may after your graduation, are you getting the graduation certificate or like that, everything they'll ask, they should be in a position to answer. So whether now what happened, no? Fee structure, no? How much time you are giving to pay the fees and all, they'll ask. If you are not able to pay the fees, what action they are taking, or whether they are giving any time limit. That type of depends upon the peer team members. You don't ask any question. You should not be there with the students and the peer team expert. Nobody should be there. Only students and the peer team members. Nobody should be there. And all the doors will be closed. We don't know what happened there. Okay. Even for the parents, we don't know what is going to happen there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So any more questions? I think, hope I have made it clear, because
Yes,
sorry for the people in my presentation.
No
PPT.
problem. No problem, ma'am. It was as clear as possible, ma'am.
I'll share my PPT if possible. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I invite Madam Dr. Rajati to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon all. On behalf of the management and IQAC of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Sashun Jain College for Women, I deem it a privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's session. First, I thank the Almighty for the successful completion of today's session. I wish to thank our resource person, Dr. Zarina B, for spending her valuable time with us and enlightening us on preparedness of HEIs during peer-to visit. Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable inputs and insightful views on preparedness of HEIs during NAAC peer-to visit. Your detailed presentation made us to understand the process clearly. We will definitely take your suggestions, which will help us to walk through the path of success. Thank you, ma'am. I also wish to thank all the participants for your active involvement in today's session. Thank you.
Thank you. If you have any clarification or anything to give more explanation, you can contact me. Okay. I think I should thank
Zarina ma'am, thank you so much.
Sasun College principal. Principal is here. Principal. Is she here? No? Okay, no problem. So
No, ma'am, she is in a meeting.
Okay, you convey my regards to her and your management team also, and to IQAC coordinator and to all the members for organizing this wonderful 2-day seminar. I think this will be very useful to all the colleges for those who are going for NAAC. Okay, if anything possible, you please contact me. So contact our.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for taking out your time and for delivering this presentation. And first of all, for accepting our invitation, a special thanks to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
We start our validity session now. I invite Madam Dr. P. Shobana, Assistant Professor, Department of A&F, to address the summary of 2 days NAAC-sponsored national seminar.
All that begins well ends well. IQAC of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Sashun Jain College for Women, in association with the NAAC, organized a 2-day virtual NAAC-sponsored seminar on IIQA, SSR, DVV, and peer team visit modalities and guidelines for higher education institutes. The chief guest for the inauguration was Professor S.P. Tyagarajan, Chancellor, Avinashilingam University, Coimbatore. He gave insight on how the NAAC is planning to align the assessment and accreditation process in higher education with the National Education Policy 2020. On day 1, the first session speaker was Dr. Balachandra D. Bole, Secretary, IQAC Cluster India, explained the significance of NAAC accreditation in higher education institutes. He briefed on the need for the accreditation process and the IAQA. For the second session, we had Dr. Swati Paliwal, IQAC Coordinator, Guru Nanak College, Chennai, who gave a detailed explanation about SSR preparation under the revised assessment and accreditation framework. She comprehended on all the metrics of NAAC and explained how the SSR can be prepared effectively by identifying the key leaders, strategizing proper approach, engaging the faculty members, drafting and finalizing the SSR. The Day 2 Session 1 was handled by Mr. Parag S. Shah, founder, member and treasurer, IQAC Cluster India. He elaborated on challenges and solutions faced during data verification and validation process. He described all the quantitative metrics of all the criteria and how the data uploaded by the HEIs are processed by NAAC during TVV. The final session speaker was Dr. Jerinabi, IQAC Coordinator, Avinashalingam University, Coimbatore. She enlightened on the preparedness of HEIs during the peer team visit. She shared her expertise on the readiness for the peer team visit. She clearly explained the roles and responsibilities of educational institutes before and during the peer team visit. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the participants can share their feedback. Oral feedback. I call Mr. Subhadip Sarkar, Assistant Professor, CCOM Skills University, to share his feedback.
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, sir.
The program as conducted, it is a very interesting program because NAAC is essential for most of the institutes. But in most of the institutes, awareness about NAAC is not spread rapidly as spread as in Sassoon College and its organizers. This is an overwhelming program, not only that for spreading of NAAC awareness, but it is a gain and input for all the faculties so as to cooperate and make teams for various colleges in which they can participate as well as bootstrap to get intakes for the NAAC. Because NAAC is not a one-day thing, it needs sufficient time to prepare the documents as said by the speakers. So by knowing this knowledge, they will be gaining the input so as to prepare small buildings so as to go up to big buildings, like as for my examples in civil engineering. And thanks to all the organizers, we are expecting a huge more programs from this organization again. And it is overwhelming sessions, no doubt, and expecting more sessions in future also from this institution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. A. Adi Lakshmi, IQAC Coordinator of Valluvar College, to share her feedback. We request the participants to turn on the video,
Yes.
the geotagged photo. Ma'am, if it is possible, can you please turn on your video?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I start my feedback, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, please.
It was a highly informative session. It was wonderful opportunity to learn about the complete NAAC process from IAQA to post-peer team visit. A seminar provides an opportunity for new faculty members and other stakeholders to learn about the NAAC process. All the speakers are wonderful in their presentation, which makes every stakeholder to learn something. I thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. If any other participants is willing, you can raise your hands so that we will unmute.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
good evening, madam, but I am unable to turn my video due to some technical problems.
No problem, sir.
Oh, I am A. Srinivas Babu, Principal, Vamstara Degree College of Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh. We enjoyed these 2 days sessions because now, if you take today, we can say that NAAC is mandatory for each and every college, but there are some root level causes. Even though the resource person have been clearing all the doubts and we are not supposed to place any grievances before the peer team, it's absolutely true. So we have self-introspection. As far as the resource person's presentations are concerned, we have self-introspection and we have to develop and we have to do SWOT analysis. So we are very much thankful to resource persons for their wonderful presentations. I request you to share PPTs and contact numbers of resource persons if we have any further clarifications. Thank you very much, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, I call Mr. Vasu Sriranga to share his views.
Madam, some of our photographs are not geotagged. How to go about this? Whether PT will raise any queries like that? How to substantiate from? We have taken photos from 18 to till date. Some photographs are not geotagged. Hello. Hello.
Sir, regarding your question, the geotag photos were introduced by NAAC only during from 1920. So before that, if you're going to submit your AQRs, you will not be submitting with your geotag. And now the new notification from NAAC is you need not have the geotag photos. Instead, that if you're using a digital camera, you can switch on your GPS location in the camera. And in the properties, you can see the latitude and longitude of your institution. So that is enough for them.
Okay,
I
madam.
hope I cleared your doubt.
Okay, madam. Will you please share the Jirinabi madam's video lecture, madam? It is very informative.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. It will be shared, sir. I request Mr. Sanjay Gupta to share his views.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Am
sir.
I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible. You can continue.
Myself, Professor Sanjeev Gupta. I'm from Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu. I'm also heading mechanical department. So that department is NB accredited. But now, ma'am, our institute is planning to go for NAAC. So by attending this, I learned a lot of things, lot of knowledge gained during these 2 days. So thanks a lot for your guidance and very, you can say, excellent speakers. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am,
you, sir.
one point. So this is the another is I contribute, ma'am. In both the day, I 100% I attended that, but today I missed the attendance link. So please, you can check. आप वहाँ से रूम से भी चेक कर सकते हैं. मैंने पूरा किया, but I don't know why I missed that. तो वो जरा शेयर करते हैं.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. You need not worry about your attendance. The feedback link will be posted during the valediction. You can fill it up, and it is to all the participants. You will definitely receive your certificate.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, participants. Now, the valedictory session starts, and I invite Madam Dr. B. Srividya to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. On behalf of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Sri Shankarlal, to propose the vote of thanks for the valediction of the 2-day virtual NAAC-sponsored seminar on IIQA, SSR, DVV, and peer team visit, modalities and guidelines for HAIs. At the outset, I thank the Almighty for showering His choicest blessings, making this seminar a grand success. I thank our Honorary Secretary General, Sri Abhay Sri Shimal Jain, Madam Secretary, Srimati Usha Abhay Sri Shimal, Associate Secretary, Dr. Harish L. Mehta, and other management members, Madam Principal Dr. S. Padmavati, Madam Vice Principal Dr. S. Rukmini, for their constant support and encouragement during the conduct of the seminar. I thank National Assessment and Accreditation Council for sponsoring the seminar. I extend a special note of gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. S.P. Tyagarajan Sir, Chancellor, Avinash Lingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore, who joined us for the inauguration and delivered the keynote address, despite his busy schedule. I owe thanks to the resource persons, Dr. Bal Chandra Bole, Dr. Swati Paliwal, Dr. Parag Shah, and Dr. Jarnabi for their micro-detailed sessions and for enlightening each participant with their rich knowledge and experience. I'm sure this would help the participants to contribute in a better way in their respective institutions' accreditation process. Thank you, professors. Smooth execution of the seminar wouldn't have been possible without the unparalleled support, valuable inputs, and encouragement of our IQAC Director, Ms. Kavita, and Associate Director, Ms. Suma. Thank you, ma'am, for all your efforts. My thanks are due to the IQAC Steering Committee members for their support and cooperation. I place on record my gratitude to the enthusiastic participants who were the lifeline of the two-day seminar. I am thankful to the technical team for their support, which enabled us to bring together on the same platform resource persons from different geographical locations and give the best of the sessions. Thanks to the visual communication team and the office assistants for their on-the-feet presence and cooperation. I finally thank each and everyone who played a key role, either directly or indirectly, for the successful conduct of the event. I once again thank each and everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Ms. Sandhya and Ms. Ashmita to render the national anthem, and I request the participants to raise for the same.
गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाता जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, Ms. Sandhya and Ashmita. Participants, we request you to fill the feedback link and leave the meet. Thank you all.